Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for tuning in. Now I must say, this is relevant. I'm convinced by God's word, so I won't bring conviction. I'd rather be controversial for the Great Commission. In the culture, not of it, won't forsake the Christians. I just pray you obey and embrace His written. I won't be swayed by these new age traditions. Back to the subject at hand. Let's take a listen. This is for those on a lazy, knowledgeable mission who sits in the house reading to popular Christians. They'll debate your whole eschatological system and define words like complementarianism. Yo, their talk and their walk, a lot of it's different. It seems making disciples is not in their interest. They read Piper, they know the right words to say, but it's still a lot of religion. For as disciples, you would think they would have many. But when you take a look, they don't have any. They should get smacked in their head with a bag of pennies. I'm kidding. But for this track, I'm glad I'm venting. It's not a grand sight to see you read all these Johnny Mac books but can't impact a man's life. Much joy is offered when you avoid the vultures. Drop your Jonathan Edwards book and deploy the culture. I guess it's safe to say that we need help. It's time for the reform camps to see self. Now let's look to Christ, cause we don't need self. We're on a ride now. Buckle your seatbelts. Now let's go, cause you know that we need help. It's time for the reform camps to see self. Now let's look to Christ, cause we don't need self. We're on a ride now. Your lifestyle already shows a depiction. A lot of states nowadays are boasting admissions. You'll go to Africa, Asia, Panama, Malaysia. If it's out of state, you're showing some interest. But something seems quite weird. Let's focus a minute. You seem pretty hardcore and open to vision. But if I go to your neighborhood, it don't seem very good. People there don't even know you're a Christian. And it's funny how this is all in the Bible. You run around, be still, make a disciple. You drive 100 miles so you can give them the gospel. What about your town? Just don't sit and be idle. Hit the streets up, head up to the colleges. My first year is to sing. I never would have thought of this. This is our angle. We can reach gangs too and draw bloods like a professional phlebotomist. I guess it's safe to say that we need help. It's time for the reform camps to see self. And let's look to Christ. We don't need self. We're on a ride now. Buckle your seatbelts and let's go, cause you know that we need help. It's time for the reform camps to see self. And let's look to Christ, cause we don't need self. We're on a ride now. But why debate others on soteriology, yet you don't let others and folks hear of the canceling death that was over our cold ears and haggling? Won't save your friends, still fear him actually, oh dear, because it's so weird your apathy hold near to the sun, the one who is hung. And after this crack, I know Pierce is mad at me. All I ask is if you don't spread a bunch of rumors. Yeah, I listen to Piper as well, but what's it to you? I'm in his word, but I wish I was running sooner, cause Jesus' name holds more weight than 100 tumors. Real talk, you understand, cause often I doubt it, but you need to be in the mission, stop talking about it. Cause much joy is offered when you avoid the vultures. Drop your Jonathan Edwards book and deploy the culture. I guess it's safe to say that we need help. It's time for the reform camps to see self. Now let's look to Christ, we don't need self. We're on a ride now, buckle your seatbelts and let's go, cause you know that we need help. It's time